Welcome back to ITV Nightlife, where we feature the best of DJs and nightclubs from around the world. I'm your host, Darren, and right now we're sitting at the USC 12 event in downtown Seattle with the lighting visual master himself, Jacob Stone. Jacob, how's it going this evening?
It's going pretty well, man. It's a late night, but we're hanging in there.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to you pre-show, and you've just been running around like a madman. Tell me about your involvement with USC and what else you've been doing these last for the month, basically. You've been just crazy.
So Punch Drunk has been really active, actually, with a lot of nonprofits lately. So we've been producing visual shows and helping events really shine. So last night we did a huge fundraiser for the Seattle Theater Group, who operates the Paramount and the More Theaters. So we came in, we did a bunch of kind of visual content, VJ stuff to really dazzle all their members. Tonight we had the culmination of a 6-month workshop series where we were teaching young women how to VJ mix. This was after 6 months of education. They came out at the Vera Project. It was a co-produced thing with Seattle International Film Festival, Real Girls, the Vera Project, Youth Speaks, and they all kicked some ass, man. I mean, we had these young girls out there, never touched a VJ mixer or anything in their life. A month later, they're out there performing on stage. I just came from that to come in and see my boys here at USC, who are rocking it for the Prodigy and the Crystal Method. I mean, it's been a heck of a weekend.
That sounds like a heck of a weekend. So, tell me about this Real Girls, Vera Project, VJing thing that you got going on. I mean, you're actually bringing them in. I mean, you did Opti Clash, the VJ battle, and now you're encouraging young women to get into this business. I mean, VJing, Scobot, phenomenal. We had Peter Rand, who's doing the show tonight. Wonderful. VJing is becoming that known art form now, and more clubs are taking it in stride to put it in there and get something going rather than just putting on a DVD of Enter the Dragon, or doing something like that, So, I'm sure you've seen a lot of changes coming. What are you seeing happening in the marketplace for VJing and DJing, the mix happening right now?
Well, I'll tell you, man, I think people are really beginning to understand that VJing is a viable, important, relevant thing at an event, and people are beginning to notice, like you're saying, when you just put on a DVD of a Bruce Lee movie or something, it sucks. It doesn't look cool.
Well, Bruce Lee doesn't suck.
No, Bruce Lee doesn't suck. But I mean, it's not cool to just play a DVD, and sitting there looping, and that VJ has that live element. And as you're seeing the costs of the cost of technology plummet, right? I mean, projectors and DVD and computer and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, and it's brighter and it's faster, right? As that's happening, it's making people, it's enabling people to actually be able to VJ at more and more places. And so, as we're seeing that viability spread, what we're doing at Punch Drunk is we're wanting to reach out to people and say, hey, this is something you should know about. This is something you should care about. And so we've been kind of working in the educational zone, saying, hey, young women who would have, no idea what VJing is or why they should do it, we're kind of putting the tools in their hands and saying, hey, this is what to do and this is how to do it. And then letting them go out like tonight and produce their own show, go out and produce content, sort of the whole teaching them how to fish rather than catching a fish for them. And it's phenomenal. I mean, we're seeing people, to continue with this fish thing, they're taking to it like a fish to water, I mean, VJing is something you never think about, you don't know about it, and all of a sudden you sit down, you start doing it, and it's amazing. It's so cool, God, what else have we been doing? We just did a big show in San Diego for Red Bull. Red Bull had their Red Bull Air Races, and so they brought us down, they brought Punch Drunk down, and we sat on the rooftop of the Hard Rock Hotel, and did a crazy VJ mix up there, and
nice.
A few years ago, you wouldn't have seen that. You would have seen a DJ and some dancing, but you wouldn't have had that video element. People are starting to get it. They're starting to realize that, their brand elements and their themes and the things that they want to represent, you can't do it anymore with just some lights and some sound. You got to have that image. So that's what we're bringing.
Absolutely, and you do bring it to the event. I mean, I've seen you do a number of events around Seattle, around the area, and it's just great stuff. So, Jacob, is there anything that you want to let our ITV viewers know about that we didn't cover on the show?
I really can't think of any specifics. I would say keep your eyes and ears open, because when you're out at nightclubs, when you're out at concerts, you can see a lot more of this stuff, and you're going to see this in your community. I mean, we're doing all sorts of private events and galas. We're working with the Seattle International Film Festival with all of their kind of educational series and their big closing events. And you know what? As the months tick on, you're going to see it. You're going to see it a lot more and a lot more. So just keep your eyes open.
Awesome. We'll keep our eyes open and watch out for you. Jacob, thanks for coming on ITV.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
No problem, man. Don't forget you can go to our website, itvnw.com, where you can register to become an ITV VIP member, enter to win free prizes, and win guest appearances on the show. This is Darren and Jacob coming to you from USC 12 located in Seattle, Washington. We'll be right back.
I'm attorney Alexander Ransom. Have you been charged with a DUI or faced any other criminal charges? If you're in trouble with the law, you need a trial attorney who's aggressive, experienced, and effective. Call today for a free consultation. The law offices of Alexander Ransom. I look forward to serving you and getting your criminal charges reduced or dismissed. Call today. The law offices of Alexander Ransom. Call today.